Hey guys, what's up? It's Frances, back for another video. I want to stay on my kick of posting all the time in 2023. With all the changes recently in my life, I'm kind of trying to look at it like the timing is perfect in a way, because you can have a fresh start any time of year, but the fact that I'm doing so right at the beginning of the new year, I like that. It feels kind of good. So as trivial as that may be, sometimes it's good to just have a little something that keeps us motivated, even if really it's ourselves that are keeping us there. I'm attributing it to the new year, but really it's up to me to make sure. I've done pretty good so far. This is the 4th video that I'm posting in the new year. I believe it's like the 13th or 14th today. I should definitely know, but I don't. I'm sitting in front of a fire right now and just kind of decompressing for the day, and I'm gonna get stoned with you guys. It's definitely getting hot back there. It's cozy, I like it. I'm kind of a heat junkie. I just hate to be cold, but I can sit in front of a heat source for hours. Anyway, basically this video is not exclusively a girl talk. Basically, I'm just basing this around my own experience, and because I identify as a woman, I figured this would be my area of expertise. But, of course, if this applies to you, then take it how you will. But basically, this video is just not really directed at cis men. Sorry. You can come around for the next one, or you can stick around now. It could give you a little bit of insight into understanding the people in your life a bit better. If you guys like this video and you want more high TMI talks, then be sure to hit that thumbs up, because I've really kind of missed it. It's been a while. And let's get stoned. I'm letting the fire suck up the smoke. All right, first question. How do you deal with yeast infections, odor, just keeping it nice and regulated down there with the pH, you know? So your vagina is a self-regulating organ. You don't really need to do a lot. The most important things that you should be doing are keeping yourself clean, but don't be using any douches or super chemically fragrant products, unscented soap on the outside and nothing inside. The other major thing is just eating healthy and drinking tons of water, because that is going to affect your smell and how you regulate down there the most. Most people, it just takes time. You gotta figure yourself out. So don't feel weird about knowing what it smells like down there, being familiar with your own body, touching. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's perfectly fucking fine. It's your own body. You shouldn't be grossed out. And the majority of us end up, you know, engaging in sexual experiences with other people where we're all over their bodies. So to be grossed out by your own is just silly. So don't be afraid to get down there, get comfortable. If there's clearly something out of the ordinary, if there's a fishy smell, if there's a smell that's just really off, then you want to go to the doctor, because that could be a bacterial infection. If it's itchy, it could be a yeast infection. Usually they'll give you some stuff for that. I've also gotten rid of a yeast infection at home with Monistat. I'm not sure if that actually works every single time, so I think you're supposed to do a multiple drug combination. But personally, I've noticed that when there's anything off down there, if I just have a little bit of Monistat on hand and I just insert it up there, it usually goes away on its own. I'm not the most prone to infections down there, but it's happened. Some women are thrown off very easily. Even their own partners can mess up their pH because it's a foreign body down there. So if you are more prone, something to be aware of is that it's not shameful. No big deal. You're just not so lucky. Next up, one of you guys said that you feel like you're kind of ugly down there, and you feel like your vulva is strange looking or just like not conventional. I felt the same way forever. To some of you, it might be common knowledge, but especially those of us that grew up before body positivity was such a movement or so widely discussed, we may not have had anything to compare ourselves to except for pornography, maybe our friends who are built differently than us, and so we think that we're weird if we don't look like them. And I promise most of your friends are probably comparing themselves to and thinking the same damn things. Most of the people we see online have gone through either procedures or Photoshop, or they're filmed from a specific angle. As someone who does OnlyFans, now that I've gotten to collaborate with more women in real life, I have subscribed to a fair amount of women for content inspiration and just to support them because I love women, and just in person because I'm a pansexual woman, so I have seen quite a few vulvas. And there is definitely not one size fits all. And there shouldn't be, because it's like a fun little package to unwrap every single time. It's interesting. I like the differences, and any person who is lucky enough to be able to go down there and be with you better have nothing to say. And the majority won't. I don't think I'm the most conventional down there compared to some of these porn girlies. And you know what? I have had zero complaints from any partners. When it comes to most people, unless they're an incel, they're just happy to be there. It's an honor. Next up, somebody asked if it's normal to only have sex with your partner like once or twice a week. So I think for a lot of people, the female experience is kind of learning to get validation through sexual experiences. And as you start to unpack that, and specifically for women that are having sex with men, men vary, levels of testosterone vary. And I've been with some men who are super, super sexual and some that genuinely only wanna have sex a couple times a week. And what I found was, at first that might have thrown me off, and I might have felt like, well, how are they showing me they love me? But I found that the men who were less hypersexual often came through with so many other forms of intimacy. And it really comes down to what you're happy with and what works for you in the relationship. If you want to be at it way more and you want to have sex every day, there's so many people that can bring everything to the table and still have that. But people go through periods of mental hardship. People go through things where their sex drive might be lower due to stress, due to not being as mentally well, due to maybe physical declines in their health. And you never know, because I've been with people where their sex drive changes all the time. It could be a period that they're going through depression. It could be something else other than you and their desire for you. So I think if you really love the person, as long as you feel satisfied in the relationship, I don't think sex is everything, but everybody has a different view on that. And I think what's more important for me personally is that the sex is very fulfilling, that they're willing to please me. Just try not to make your partner feel bad about it, because there could be something else going on. All right, so somebody asked me if I have after sex disgust ever. Personally, not disgust, but I used to cry. Back when I was in high school with my first love, we had a shitty breakup, we were on and off, and it was one of those situations where afterward we couldn't really completely separate, but he didn't want to be with me anymore. So he would come over sometimes, we would hook up because I would do it because I wanted the attention, the validation, and then afterward I would feel so sad because he basically would like leave, and I'd be like, what happened to all the times we spent together where you stayed and held me and we had memories, and they just weren't there, but he was still using me for sexual gratification. And I promised myself I would never put myself back in that situation. I think if we're feeling disgusted after sex, it's from a root cause. It's either from an internalized shame from an outside source, or it's because the person that we're with does not value us and we feel that. You gotta figure out why that would be, and then either find someone better for you or do the inner work if that's what it's from, because that's not a normal and natural way to feel in a loving relationship. Maybe it's because casual sex doesn't work for you. It doesn't work for me. Next up, somebody asked me if I'm on the Diva cup train. Actually, yes, I've used them for like, how long have I used it? Like maybe it's been like 4 years. Yeah, it's actually been a while that I've been using Diva cups, and I will never go back. It's kind of tricky. There's different ones, different brands, different sizes, and flexibility, because some people say that they don't fit properly, or they're afraid they're gonna lose them up there. That hasn't been my experience. I mean, no matter what, it's not gonna be completely lost, but I do get the fear. I, however, can never go back because it's just so much easier. I don't worry about constantly having to change my tampon, you know, and I just feel like it's safer. It's just a safer material. All right, next up, somebody asked me how I got so comfortable for OnlyFans, and like, I don't fucking know. I don't think I was at first. I was like, what the fuck? But I guess like it's like anything. You just do it for a while and you get more comfortable. You obviously have to have a certain level of comfort to begin with, and I'd been doing lewd content for a while, so I guess I just like worked myself there. Which you shouldn't have to, but I didn't feel like I was violating my own boundaries, really. Next up, somebody said, how do you keep your yoni fresh for middle of the day sex? I mean, girl, you can only do so much if you're out active and running around and sweating, whatever, I mean, I feel like it's okay to like take a little bathroom break. If it's like a partner, they shouldn't really care because it's not like you're gonna get dirty in a short period. But even if it's not the cleanest that it has ever been, like it's not fresh off the scrubbing block, what? I don't know. They shouldn't really care, but if you do want to run to the bathroom and just do a little wipe, carry some baby wipes with you or something, I don't know. Most of it is self-conscious and your partner knows that it's a vagina, it's an organ. And if they don't, like I said, ew, not a good partner. I feel like my face is growing oily from the hot ass flames on my back. Okay, next up, someone asked me how to shave down there correctly, but God, I don't know. The only way that I successfully do it is just avoiding as long as possible, letting the regrowth kind of come back for a couple weeks and then clean shaving again, because razor burn, yeah, I don't know how people eliminate that. Like I've had super nice razors, I've tried different methods, I've used shaving cream, I've used soap, yeah, I don't really understand. Laser, that's a big commitment though. I think with that, I'm gonna wrap this video up. But if you guys did like this, then remember to hit that thumbs up, leave me a comment. If you feel comfortable, then leave topics for my next one below, questions, anything you want. But I hope you enjoyed this. I will talk to you very soon. Bye guys.